Okay. All right. Hi, Beth Graves. Good to see you. All right, you guys, I am so excited to be here. Those of you who I don't know or have not met, my name is Kelly Hoover. I am one of the leaders here on United We Thrive. And we have been spending the last few weeks really talking about certain struggles that some of us have been through, and just struggles about not so much about like the struggle, but really truly like what you can do to overcome things. And so I do have notes here because I did a lot of self-reflection with what I wanted to share with you tonight, and how not only I could share the two significant struggles that I've had in the last 5 years of my life, but really specifically what I did to overcome them and what you could walk away with regardless of if you have these specific struggles. So they are real. We all have them. So I want to tell you a little bit about who I am. First off, I am a wife of 15 years to Matt. I am a mom of two daughters, homeschooling this year. So I will take all of your prayers because I am not a teacher, and got to be honest, don't really love it. That's a whole nother Zoom, a whole nother struggle, but I'm not through it yet. So I can't talk about that one yet. But I will say I am a retired pharmaceutical rep. I loved the industry, and you're here tonight because you're either a member of our incredible team, you're a guest, maybe you're checking out our community, maybe you are brand new to our community. So I just want you to feel welcomed. I hope that you feel some of the culture by what you see in the chat and by what you see on the faces and what you see like shared tonight, that this is the type of place and this is the type of team that we have welcome arms for everyone. And I just want you to know that we do have leaders and we do have people that have real life struggles. In fact, all of us do, either currently or have or will in the future. So I want to just kick off tonight and talk about storms, because the first thing I'm going to share about is the brain tumor that I had and how really truly like overcoming it. Some of you know I had a brain tumor, but I've never really talked about like the mindset of really using a brain tumor. And it is my biggest blessing. Like, it is such a blessing. I'm so grateful that I had this happen. I'm so grateful God chose me to have this specific journey. And I want to explain like why I had that. But I know that having a brain tumor is not very relatable, right? Most people never experience that in their life. And so I want you, as I'm sharing, I want you to really think about, what is your storm? What is your current struggle? Like, what you are dealing with, no matter how big or how small. Is it anxiety? Is it depression? Is it COVID? What we've been going through for the last 11 months? Is it financial? Is it relationships? Maybe it's a marriage, or it's a relationship with, someone in your life. And I just want you to think about what that is for you, and knowing what it is first off. And I want you to think about when you're really thinking about your struggle. And when I was diagnosed with a very rare brain tumor, it's like 0.0001% of brain tumors. It's called a pineocytoma. It was a brain tumor, you guys, that was smaller than your fingernail. Okay. It's crazy to think that a tumor that small can wreak havoc on your life, but it did. And there were 3 surgeons in the entire United States that did the operation at that moment. I was very misdiagnosed for 9 months. I just had debilitating headaches. They kept getting worse. They told me I had depression. And I was like, I don't really feel like I have depression. I worked in depression at that time. I didn't feel like I had it, but I knew I was really overworked in my job, and I did have a lot of stress. So I sort of talked myself into having it. And my point in saying all that is, yes, you have to be an advocate for whatever it is that you had. But when I had this brain tumor, I finally realized like what exactly was going on after 9 months of being sick. And I'm fine now. I saw all 3 surgeons, and one was in California. I live in South Carolina. So one was in California, one was in Texas, and one was about 3 hours down the road from me. I chose to have surgery with the least experienced, who was 3 hours down the road from me, because I was going to be allowed to recover. Had I gone to any of the other institutions, I would have had to be away from my children for 4 to 6 weeks. And that to me was something I just could not do. So I decided to have my surgery there. And yes, I have a screw and 12 screws and a plate still in my head. So if you ever like feel my head, you can feel them. It is A little like, reality, like, yes, when I can't lay down on my head at night. That was 5.5 years ago. So going through something so challenging, having those conversations with your husband, my kids were going into kindergarten and going into second grade, and like having those conversations, like, there's a chance that you die. What do you do? There was a huge risk I would go blind because the tumor laid right on the optic nerve, and it was a big risk, huge risk actually. What if you go blind? How does life change once you overcome this? So we need to think about like your storm, like how are you going to be on the other side? And I just kept thinking and I kept praying, and I never had the feeling, for some reason, I don't know why. I was not near as Pollyanna, rainbows and unicorns then as I am now. But I did never say like, why me? I just said, this is my card. This is my hand. This is what I've been dealt. You have two roads, sis. You have two roads you can go down. Which one are you choosing? So I want to ask you, like, what road do you choose? Do you choose the road of being the victim? Do you choose the road of why was I chosen this path? Like, why do I struggle with this particular thing? Or do you choose the other road and you say, this is a blessing, and how will it impact my life for the greater good? And that isn't a choice that anyone can make for you. That is on you, 100% on you. Yes, you can have prayer. I'm a believer. So I prayed a lot, and I knew that like God had me, but I still had to show up like every day with that strength inside of me. But I had to pull through for it. And so I want you to really think about that. And I want you to think about when you're going down that road, and it's sort of like, well, that sounds great in theory, Kelly. Like, it sounds so great in theory, but how do you choose? Like, how do you get it? Like, I want to be that. I want to go down the road of blessing, but how do you get there? Like, how do you wake up every day and get there? And so I want you to think about your life, and I want you to just think about right now, there is absolutely no guilt from your past that can change anything. And there is no anxiety or worry about your future that's going to change anything. It's not going to help you. So why do we do it? A few things I really do believe during a storm of your life, when you're struggling, whether it's not believing in yourself, whether you are like, maybe you're a team member right now and you're like, I want to reach these goals. I want to help my team hit these bonuses. I myself want to hit these bonuses, but how do I show up? I don't believe in myself. I don't know if I can really do it. You guys, tonight is your night. Tonight is your night to make the decision to go down the road, and don't leave your storm. Don't let your whatever it is in your life that is holding you back from your greatness. Tonight is the night to make the decision in your heart. A few things I will tell you, when I was really reflecting, 5 things really helped me decide this brain tumor will not define me. I don't post a lot about it because I don't want to be defined as the girl who had a brain tumor. I don't. It's a part of me, just like being a mom's a part of me. It's a part of me, just like being a Peloton rider is a part of me. Like, it is a part of me that will and has defined me for the greater good. It's not about what happened to me. It's what I did about it afterwards. It's the road that I chose to take. And I want to challenge you to take that road. The very first thing that really you have to do is make the decision. And I want you to literally think right now, close your eyes. I want you to think about being on a beach in the sand, and you physically are drawing a physical line, and you are on the one side, and you have to go over the other line to make this decision. And guess what? You cannot go back. Once you go forward, you cannot go back. There is a brick wall that immediately you step over, it comes up, and there's no going backwards. Can you envision that? If you can, I want you to open your eyes, and I want you to really think about that. Think about that. Will you make that decision? Nothing else matters until you make that decision. And you have to think about that brick wall being there, and you're not going back. You're not going back to the negative self-talk. Yes, it's going to creep up, and I'm going to talk about how to handle it when you do have those step backs, right? But I want you to think about that. The decision, you jump over it. You don't tiptoe. You don't put one foot over the line in the sand. You jump, you leap, you go. The brick wall comes up and you're done. You're down the road. You chose your road. And that is the road of power. That is the road of growth. That is the road that gets you to the end. And there are so many miracles and blessings along the way, but you have to choose that path. You have to make the decision. Your family can't, your kids can't, your team can't, your leaders can't. You have to. You have to be the one. So the very first thing is decision. The second thing is your support. And this is so important, is to not have the people in your life that are going to, how do I say it in a really kind way, like sulk with you. Not have the people who are going to like coddle you for things. Not have the people that go, I know it's really hard. Like, it is really hard. Yes. Guess what? It is freaking hard. But you made the decision to go past it. Remember step number one, make the decision to go past it. Okay, like make the decision to go past it. And I want you to think about that. So step two is your support. If you have people who coddle you and they are like, okay, let's just say like you have anxiety and you have people who really feed into you have anxiety and they're codependent on this. These are the people that you truly have to step up and create a boundary with. You don't need that in your life. You need someone to support you because you jumped over and you made that decision. And that sometimes is not the easiest thing. I will just tell you. All right. You have to have those people who support. So who will those people, who are those strong people in your life, right? Who are they? Have them. Even if it's one of them, have them, make them known. You are. Do not allow me to bang my head against the brick wall that's behind me. I'm moving forward. Even if it's an inch forward, I'm going that way, not that way, because there's a brick wall back there. You made that decision, right? So this may mean cutting some people out. This may mean creating some solid, hard boundaries. I will tell you, I have created some of those between now and the end of April, because those of us who are already team members, we know what's happening here. We know. And the boundaries for me personally, if it does not fit into my faith, my family, or my finances, I'm out. I will see you May 1st. That is just the boundaries I personally have created. So number 3, and yes, we are going to do a giveaway. Beth's going to message me about a giveaway. Yes, right? Okay. Thank you. I'm just sorry. I'm reading her message to me. All right. So number 3 is the number 3 thing to really overcome a storm or a struggle is your daily commitment. All right. You made the decision. You have your support. What are you going to do daily? This is not something that you make that decision and you're like, yeah, I'm on the road. I'm getting over this. Like you have to make that decision. Every morning I had to wake up and I said, I am so happy and grateful that I had a brain tumor. I am so grateful that God chose to put this thing in my head. Like, it's not an easy conversation, and I didn't believe it in the beginning. But I said it every day. I was committed to finding it as a blessing. I was committed to overcoming it and committing it to using it as a power. I was not a victim, and you're not a victim either. So what is the daily commitment? What do you say? You need to have it in your morning. You need to have it in your evening. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to creep up in the day. Your self-doubt, your anxiety, whatever the storm is in your life, it's going to creep up through the day. What is your ammunition? You got to have it. You absolutely have to have it, right? Number 4, I alluded to this, but boundaries, having them, like the things that are triggers for you, you guys. I will tell you, a trigger for me, and this, some people don't understand this, and that's okay. A trigger for me is any brain tumor functions. I mean, I love to motivate. I love to encourage people, but I could never in my life get on a brain tumor stage. I couldn't. It makes me like emotional right now thinking about it. I couldn't. It's a boundary that I had to create. Maybe one day I will. It's something I pray a lot about, but I couldn't. We have a very big one here. And the biggest thing I could ever do was share on Facebook Live because I'm comfortable there because I don't have to see like people, right? I shared my story there, but like I had to create like a boundary because it's a trigger for me. At the events, we go, I raise a lot of money for them. I do a lot of events, community events to raise the money, but I do not want to be like the person there. Like, yes, I'm a survivor. I'll wear my survivor shirt, but I had to create a boundary because it was a trigger for me. And I realized that during my first 12 months post surgery. So what are triggers for you? Know what they are. Whatever it is, this could be a past storm. Maybe this isn't a storm you're in right now. What are those triggers? And you got to cut them out. Like you've got to cut them out. Is it somebody you follow on social media? Do they make you feel less than? Do you compare yourself to them? Unfollow them. They will never know. Like take that trigger away. And the fifth thing that I have to share with you is setbacks. Be prepared. Like they're coming. They are coming for you. They are going to come. They're going to come heavy and you have to be prepared. What is your game plan? And I remember thinking, and this will lead to my second thing I'm sharing with you guys tonight, is I remember like the setbacks so much. Like I remember thinking like, oh my God, the very first one, I will never forget it, was about 10 weeks after I had surgery. I had already started thriving. I think I was thriving for maybe like 9 or 10 days. And I remember I was somewhere at work in pharmaceuticals and my partner says to me, oh my gosh, that person is such and such. Do you remember this conversation? We had had about a 45-minute conversation with this neurologist in Florida. It was a conversation that you never forget. Okay. It was one of those very big, giant conversations, huge thought leader in the United States. You guys, I was like, I've never seen that person in my life. At that moment, I realized I lost some of my memory. I've lost some of my memories. It was a setback. There's a lot of things that happen now I just don't remember. I don't. So I knew from that moment that there were going to be these setbacks. There were going to be these setbacks when I go to the dentist and they have to bring out a special pillow because I can't lay my head down because of the hardware in my skull. I have to be prepared for that could be a setback if I'm not mentally and emotionally prepared. So I'm going to challenge you, whatever you know, like you know they're coming, be prepared for them. You may not know it the first time, but be able to be aware and recognize them and know like, okay, I may feel sad or I may feel set back in this moment, but it is not going to own my day. It may own your minutes or it may own your day for the first time, but you're not going to let it carry over to the next day. So I challenge you to have those things. And I want you to know that like when you face a challenge, think about when you face a challenge, it's not sent to destroy you. This challenge is not sent to destroy you. Whatever it is in your life, it's not. It's sent to help promote you and to strengthen you and to have a story and to inspire and to cultivate relationships with people and to help other people. I hope that these tips were helpful, even though you did not have a brain tumor. I hope that you can relate to some of them, and I hope that you can really truly like take away some of the things that can overcome, because it will never define me. It opened up, it changed so much of my life, and so many different things. It led to my second real struggle. And my second struggle was leaving everything I knew for something I knew nothing about. And that is a place of fear. It's a place of bravery. I would love to know in the chat, you guys, if you have ever been fearful of this business. I would love to know. Have you ever been fearful of putting your life or sharing something on social media? I would love to know if you felt fearful because you don't know what to do or you don't know how to have success. Good. I'm so glad because I can 100% relate to you. The second really biggest struggle is that I started thriving after my surgery. It changed my life. It never changed what I had going on medically. It never changes the hardware I have in my hair. It never gave me my memories back. But it changed how I felt. And it changed like so much for me and what I realized. And 13 months later, after becoming a thriver, I did, I don't know, maybe scarier than going into brain surgery, honestly. I walked away from a 15-year career, everything I knew, where I was making very good income, had a car, had the benefits from my family. And I walked away from that, making a lot less at that time. I walked away because I felt so strong about the life that I knew I could have. I felt so strong. I had changed so much since that surgery, and seeing the passion and what I was designed and what I was meant to be. And it wasn't what Sarah Cole said so eloquently earlier on our live video, exchanging time for money. I knew I was meant for more than that. But leaving that career, giving up, I mean, my family, we had to give up like a lot of things. Here's the thing. There's no option to fail. There's no option. So have you given yourself a way out? There's no option to fail. There's no way out. There was no ability to quit. That decision, the same decision of making my mind up to go forward was the same decision. Walking into, I had 300 friends on Facebook. I had no Instagram account. I knew what LinkedIn was, but I wasn't on social media. I posted twice a year. It was to say, thanks for all the birthday wishes and Merry Christmas. Okay. That was it. I was on there because I was like stalking everyone like Amber, but I didn't know how to build a network online. I like to talk to people face to face, but walking away from something scary. So I want you to associate this with walking into a business you don't know. So many of you put in the chat here. I can't even read them all. You guys are so amazing, but you're so scared, right? You have fear. You live with this. You guys, it's normal. What are you going to do about it? Like, I want to ask you, like, what are you going to do about it? You're going to allow yourself to remain fearful and let it hold you back? Are you going to get more confident? Are you going to learn? Are you going to educate yourself? Are you going to practice and practice and practice, and you're going to learn and learn and learn? Do not give yourself an option to fail. Success doesn't mean you have to be a millionaire right now. Success doesn't mean you have to be a 200K. What is success to you? Success to me was getting my darn kids off the bus. Success to me was making them an afternoon snack. Oh man, I remember those first few weeks. I remember how life-changing that was. I had had a nanny raising my children for their first 10 years, 8 years of their life. I don't even remember how old they were now. 6 years, 7 years. But I just remember that was success. So define success. Your success looks different than Sarah's, than Beth's, than mine, than Amber's. What is success? Do not give yourself an option to fail. There is no way out. And don't allow yourself to quit. You've probably seen the little dig in gold thing, 3 feet from gold. Like you're digging, and you stop digging and gold is 3 feet away. Don't quit. It's the only way you will never be successful when you quit. So don't even let your mind give an option. Don't let your mind go there. And I'm going to tell you, when you do this, when you come into this, it takes courage. You guys, you are brave. I want everybody to like say it out loud to yourself. I am brave. Like say it. I want to see your mouths moving. I am brave. I am brave. I have courage. You do. You are brave. You have courage. You are brave to have a conversation and introduce this incredible life-changing product to someone who needs it. They may not know they need it. I didn't know I needed it. I thought I was plenty spunky before. I didn't know that this business was such an incredible opportunity. My eyes were so closed. Be brave to share your story. Amber shared, I had a sample in my house for 3.5 months. I never even opened it. Amber continued to be brave to reach out and connect with me. She loved me where I was. She never pushed me. She never rushed me, but she also never gave up on me. She never gave up on me. She was there. I'm here when you're ready. I'm here when you're ready. She had no idea the struggles I was going through, because remember, I wasn't on social media. I wasn't posting about those things. So I want you to be brave. I want you to walk away tonight and I want you to be brave. I want you to take a note right now, get your phone, write something down that you're going to be brave about this week. Write yourself, hold yourself accountable, share it in your chat groups. What are you going to be brave about this week? And I'm going to ask you this. And if I would love for you to do a story on your Instagram, on your Facebook, tag someone, tag me, tag some people. And I'm going to ask you tonight. I asked it on my Facebook earlier, and so many of you, I loved seeing your responses, but I wanted to ask you, do you choose courage or do you choose comfort? You cannot have both. You have to make a decision. You have to make a decision and just say, tag this amazing community and just say courage. I choose courage, because comfort is going to get you down that first road. Comfort's going to get you down that very first spot. And I can't tell you where that leads, because I'm not on that road. I don't want you to be on that road. You all deserve the road of courage and bravery and success and commitment and overcoming your storms and your fears and being brave. You so deserve that, and so do the people around you. And so I want to close tonight. Beth, I'm looking if you sent me something, but if not, unmute yourself, because I don't see that you sent me anything. But I think Beth would like to do a giveaway, maybe? Is that what you said?
I said if anybody has, let's take the first 10 people, because there's so many people that have had wins this week, and let people shout out their wins before we close out.
Oh, perfect. I love that, you guys. So before we do that, I'm going to let the first 10 people do that. I love that. Wins are so deserving. I want to say to all our guests tonight, first off, I want to say to our amazing teams, like, this is a community that I will tell you, it doesn't matter if you've been here for 2 days or you've been here for 5 years, like, this community is so incredibly supportive. You cannot put a dollar or price tag on what you guys have given me. So thank you to each and every one of you for, any of the retreats, any of the Zooms, anything y'all have done. I'm just so grateful, because you each are a part of that journey for me, as I know we all are for each other. If you are a guest tonight, I just want to say you're getting involved. We hope that you take some more sneak peeks, that you say yes to whoever invited you, because I will tell you, this is a place that you will grow, and you will have the support to go down that first road of success. And we are fighting your storms with you. We are here for you. So, all right. So we're shouting out. I see this. Okay. All right. You guys want to unmute and just quickly give us your quick shout out, and we'll do the first 10. Just unmute yourself and say, I'm shouting this out. Your success.
Shout out.
Go ahead, Amy.
Shout out. We have a brand new 4K that popped up. One that's popping today. Brand new VIP 1600 who's still in her VIP period and has $3,000 in volume and is running for that 4K bonus. And she's 7 days in.
Congratulations.
And another VIP
so
100
awesome.
that hit today.
So awesome, Amy. Okay, let me see who else raised their hand. I'm looking for your hand raising. So if you want to shout out, raise your hand. Congratulations, Amy. That is so awesome. Okay, Jennifer.
Well, I'm really excited because I got invited to do 2 Thrive events back to back this week. And I also I'm bringing on a new promoter this week, and she's got 4 of her sisters that's going to be signing up under her this week.
Congratulations. That's so awesome. Proud of you. All right, Lisa, you're next.
I just got one of my friends. She actually placed her order without me, but I have been talking to her about it for probably about 2.5, possibly 3 years. And she finally did it. So I'm super excited. Looking forward to when she calls me when she gets her product.
Congratulations. That's so awesome.
Yay.
Okay, who's next? I'm trying to scroll through the pages here to see who else has a hand raised. I know a lot of you guys typed them in the chat. All right, I don't see anybody else. I don't see anybody else. So if you're, all right, you guys. Well, I'm so if you did. Oh, okay. All right, you guys are so welcome. Thank you all so much again for tuning in tonight. What's coming up this week, just as a reminder, is we have sneak peeks. And so if you have anybody who you are really wanting to get educated on what's available from a business standpoint, definitely invite them to a sneak peek and the getting started. Also, check out the weekly agenda on United We Thrive team page. And then tomorrow, I know I'm doing a training live inside United We Thrive about magic words, as far as like magic words to use from a sales standpoint. 7 a.m. every morning. Mrs. Beth Graves is giving you guys the leap, which is amazing. You guys, if y'all haven't gotten on this yet, that is definitely Southern South Carolina. If you have not been on this yet, you should grab it. She gives you so much of like what to do today, because there are so many people who are like, I'm lost, I don't know what to do. So get on that. And you guys, thank you all so much for your just being on tonight. It was amazing to be able to just share really like struggles, but really how you can own your struggles and overcome. So love you guys so much.
I have one more thing. I have a great
okay. Coat. Yes.
Because I can't shut up, and I am wearing a robe if anybody wants to know. So if you do not have a post for engagement tomorrow, I came up with this great idea, and we'll see how it works. I'm not the social media specialist here. They're all on, so they can tell me if this is not a great idea, but do some sort of so since it's like ask people for their favorite like boss babe quote, empowering quote, and do some sort of giveaway for an inexpensive book. And so say, hey, I just want to shout out and tag someone who shared this quote with me. What's your favorite? Share below and tag someone who is a woman who inspires you, and you'll be entered in a drawing for my favorite XYZ. So as people do that, the next step for visibility is take those quotes and put them in your stories and tag that person, and that person will share your story out. So think about the visibility and the connection. The other piece is after they post their quote or their mantra, I did this with the Bernie meme. I gave a donation to Black Girls Code for every single person that shared their meme with me. So I got this idea because I went back and I said, thank you so much. I was able to make a donation. So maybe you can make a donation. It can be whatever amount, but I shared the donation that I made. And I had 3 new customer orders from from those conversations, because I went back in to say, hey, thank you. So we can do good things, make an impact, and make those connections. And I didn't even have to ask for the sale, but I did before I went strolling into my DMs, post 3 testimonials in my stories. So I'm sure that there was like, oh, what's going on? So somehow get people sharing and tagging to inspire one another in some way, shape, or form. Pick a winner and then take their words, tag them in your stories, because that's visibility, because they'll re-tag that in your stories. So that's my little social media tip from the non-social media trainer.
I love that. Hey, will you put the post that you're going to make in the leaders chat, and then we can spread it out amongst our
I
chat?
will.
Thank you.
I will. And I'm open and willing to have someone help me with that wording. Like, because I know Kelly, I don't know if you guys know this, but she was on stage in front of 20,000 people with her social media. She was chosen out of all the Thrivers from Aaron King. And she did these tweaks, like saying like, have you ever had someone who inspires you, instead of I'm so inspired by. So I would start it with, have you ever seen a quote, had something that just really hit you? Here's that quote for me. Share yours, share yours below that empowers X, Y, and Z, and tag someone who has inspired you this week. And then maybe you'll be entered to, or for every quote that I get, I'll run around the block 5 times. whatever it is that you want, but make a new connection with them, sharing it in Messenger, and then take those quotes and share them out in your stories with a little like tag to that person as well.
I love it. I love it. Thank you for that, Beth. I
I'll
appreciate
go
it.
post that. Kelly was
Okay.
brave at Thread. All right. Thanks, Kelly.
All right, you guys, y'all have an awesome night. Thanks again for tuning in.